Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. This is for entertainment purposes only, so if you're entertained, please like, subscribe. I really appreciate that. So today I'd like to tell you that Rex has submitted a prospectus for a universe of their growth and income ETFs that they have. So that's MS2, all of those. So I'm actually really excited about this. I'm curious to see what day of the week they do their declarations on. I'm assuming that this does pay weeklies, but this is just your regular fund of funds for the ones that we already know and love. And the reason why I like fund of funds is it's just like any other index where if I agree with the strategy, I really want to get the index, and then the things that I have really high conviction on, I can buy small amounts of that to over leverage myself in those key positions. But otherwise, I would prefer to be in like the basket of fund of funds. That way, if my pick that I have long term convictions on, shits the bed, I have the other ones that are in that fund of funds to buoy it up until the market recovers. Or, it just depends on what the fund of funds is. If it's sector specific and the entire sector goes down, then yeah, the ETF is going to go down. But it's been my observation that, WPay, well, okay, so for fund of funds, what do we have? We have things like YMAX, we have WPay, and I think Granite Shares also submitted theirs, but it's not coming out until December, and this is not coming out until early 2026. But basically, every issuer that's popular is going to have a fund of funds. And the problem with YMAX in particular is that YieldMax has like 30 different funds, and it's pretty heavily concentrated in crypto and meme and high implied volatility things. So when those sectors are underperforming, YMAX also underperforms, which could be a buying opportunity if you believe in YieldMax, their strategy, the underlyings that they have. And I've gone over this before, but the YieldMax universe is actually, it is highly concentrated in high implied volatility things, but they also have the most diversity because they have healthcare and international and things like that. So over time, I think YMAX's holdings are getting better and more diverse. But if you look at the details of this, it's just been going, the price of it has been going not rapidly down, but it has been going down. But we're also in the middle of a pullback, so there's that. But this is the RexShares for the most part. We have Tesla and Eli Lilly, Nvidia. We have CoreWeave, Robinhood, Coinbase, MicroStrategy, Palantir, and Walmart. And I think them adding things like Eli Lilly and Walmart and then having a fund of funds so it's a little more stable, I think is very smart for RexShares because people have been asking for less volatile things that will stabilize these fund of funds. And then if you look at WPay's holdings, we have, and this is YieldMight.com. I created this. This is a high income comparison tool where you put in the amount of money you want to invest. You can filter on what kind of distribution you want, and you can also search if you know exactly what you want or the theme or the underlying that you want to look in. But we have, and these are sorted by declaration date. So, they have MicroStrategy, Robinhood, Tesla, Coinbase, Alibaba, Broadcom, looking and making sure that they have ARM, which I don't know the name of the company. GDXW is not in WPay, but they have Amazon, AMD, and Google, Palantir, NVIDIA, Netflix, Meta, Costco, Uber, Apple. The gold one is also not in WPay, and then Microsoft and Berkshire Hathaway. So I think that WPay is also a good mix of different types of companies across different types of sectors. And so I just have a problem with people saying jump from Ulti and go into WPay because WPay is leverage. So in a major pullback, some of these holdings might have an outsized underperformance of the market, and then it's leverage. So then on top of that, you have even a bigger underperformance. But that might, I'm not saying do it, but it might be a good time if you believe in WPay to get as an entry point to get into it, because the argument for WPay is that because this is not a cover call ETF, or these are not cover call ETFs, the upside is not capped. So if you're in things that tend to swing up and down, the entry point, of course, is going to be important. But this is really more about RexShares. And the way that MS2 and PLTI and all of these work is they do, well, let's go into the details and click into RexShares, because I like this. I was in MS2 before I was in MST, but I needed more premiums. I went into MST and look where that got me. Poor. So we have half uncapped upside and half cover call strategy. So only half of what you're giving them is going to cover call. So of course your distribution rate is less than something like if you went into MISTI or MST that has even, because they do between 105 and 150% distribution rate as their target. And so in times of lower implied volatility, or when we're doing less well, they might pull back on the amount of leverage that they're using, or if it's going off and it's really high implied volatility, you might see closer to 150%, but it's only on half the portfolio, so the distribution rate right now is at 28%. So these are probably more sustainable amounts of yield from these single stock ETFs. So I think over time, having, like, you don't have to choose between WPay, YMAX, and this new universal one. You could have all of them, but because some of these are leveraged and some of these are such high implied volatility that they act like they're leveraged, just be careful out there with how much of your portfolio is dedicated to any of this. So that's where I am. I'm pretty excited. This is going to come out in the beginning of 2026. So we'll have more and more historical data for the other fund of funds, and then we'll be able to compare this to see how everything has been performing in different markets. So I'm pretty excited about this. I will probably add this to the funds that I'm trying to build positions in my leveraged trash account, mostly because it is leveraged, and I'm really trying to stabilize my margin account so that I can pay for my daily expenses. So anyways, I just thought you all might like to know about this growth and income universe ETF. Today on Financial Philharmonics, we have Bitcoin's the Best. It is a Buy the Dip song. It's heavy metal. I think it's funny. You should watch it if that's your type of music. And I would really love to thank Shane O'Mac, Eric, Russell O'Malley, Paulette Pierre, Scott Behringer, Michael Holliday, Bill Bryant, Patriot Spalding, BGP Automotive, In My Opinion, Jetta, and Omega Werewolf X. You all are amazing. Thank you so much for making your bad financial decisions together with me. And I will talk to everybody. Oh, Let's see, are you planning on getting into the RexShares fund of funds, or which one is your favorite for right now? And I'll talk to you later. Bye.